This is Prayerline, your weekly inspiration to help you pray for student movements around the world.
Pathways to justice and peace. How do you respond to violence and injustice in your society? As a Christian, does faith shape your thinking and spur you to action? These are foundational questions in an IFE's Logos and Cosmos initiative project initiated by Dr. Sandra Marquez Olvera. The project collaborates with national movements in Latin America, equipping students to biblically reflect on their views and grow as peace builders through grassroots activity. Sandra's project started in 2022 as her pragmatic response to the prevalence of injustice in Mexico. She notes, "In many Latin American countries, especially in urban areas, citizens live with a permanent feeling of insecurity. Crime, corruption, and gender-based violence are daily realities, and Mexico's war on drugs has meant thousands have been subject to enforced disappearance." Her project facilitates practical initiatives that serve communities experiencing such issues. In 2023, students and LCI catalysts Areli Cortez and Remy Ocon joined Sandra's project. They now partner with IFE's movements in Mexico, El Salvador, Ecuador, and Colombia, some of Latin America's lowest-ranking countries on the Global Peace Index. Last year, one practical service initiative in Mexico offered support to a collective of families whose relatives had forcibly disappeared. Since most of the collective's physical and emotional energy is used to search for loved ones, a group from Compa spent 4 days helping them improve their office space. 15 students, 2 graduates, and 3 staff workers cleared weeds, created a garden, and painted walls. In the process, they got to know these victims of injustice and hear their stories. Later, they shared Christmas food together and helped place photos with information about the missing persons on a memorial in the city square. With the latest phase of the LCI project now underway, Sandra, Areli, and Remy are facilitating online reflection spaces for 16 participants from the 4 national movements. Their Perspectives for Peacebuilding course is introducing the cohort to the theology of justice and peace in the context of Latin America's social situation. This holistic mission framework enables participants to see service and peacemaking as part of Jesus' call to be salt and light. Areli Canul, a Compa Mexico graduate participant, is looking forward to turning her reflection into action. "I really hoped to be able to walk just a little bit of the path they've shared with us, to continue the legacy and serve the Lord, showing that the scriptures call us not to be passive and indifferent to suffering and injustice." Community action initiatives will again partner with civil society organizations. The first initiative is set to start in Mexico in the second week of December, with others in Ecuador, Colombia, and El Salvador to follow in January. Throughout, the 3 women will interview key actors and log student responses so that they can document each country's response to Christian social responsibility. Their findings will be written up as an academic article and inform an action plan for the 4 student movements. It's hoped that this LCI project will help embed peace and justice initiatives into regular ministry, shaping thought and spurring action. Give thanks for the theological reflection and action facilitated by Sandra, Areli, and Remy in Compa Mexico, MUC El Salvador, CECE Ecuador, and UCU Colombia. Praise God that students have grown in faith and that communities have been touched. Pray for the movements as they finalize plans for their practical initiatives, for grace and favor with the partner organizations and the communities they'll serve. Pray that a practical concern for peace and justice will be integral to Christian witness in these movements and in all IFE's movements.
Thanks for listening to Prayerline. To have stories delivered fresh to your inbox each week, join our Prayerline mailing list by going to ifeesworld.org.